Hey everyone, Dr. Andrea here. Welcome to our weekly live lesson. For those of you, this is your first time seeing me. I am Dr. Andrea and I'm the founder of the Kingdom Business Leadership Network, which is a place, a community for kingdom entrepreneurs who want to grow in God, hear the voice of God, grow stronger in their spiritual gifts, and and learn skills and tools and different things about building their platform. So if you're an author, a speaker, a coach, influencer, service provider, any of these things, we have something that will help you. So there's some information in the description here in and around this video that will give you a link. And this is the link to find out more about what we do. We have a free private Facebook group, and then we also have a paid mastery group, which is kind of like a mastermind where we go a lot deeper on some of the things that we talk about. So today we are talking about marketing systems for your business, I should say. This whole month we've been talking about systems and strategy, and we talk about this a bunch. But today we are this month we are breaking it down. The first week of the month, if you're watching this live, we talked about strategy and systems for your biz, because without the strategy, there's no place for you to have the system. And then last week, we talked about financial strategies for your biz. We did a whole month on finances in and around, talking about the poverty mentality, scarcity mentality, poverty spirit. We talked about all of that a couple months ago. So you can look on this, if you're watching YouTube page. Those videos are slowly but surely coming on there. I'm uploading them from Facebook to YouTube. But if you're on Facebook and the collective, you can see all of these videos in the news feed, and you'll be able to find them. I'm gonna they're usually tagged and they say live lesson. So if you click on the tag live lesson, they'll all pop up. So let's jump into it. We only like to go for about 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, last week was systems last week was financial strategies. And then this week is marketing. And then next week is going to be customer service and retention, which I think people don't talk about this enough. They're always talking about the sales and the marketing and project management and stuff. But if you don't service your people well and have a service to people, well, you're not going to have good retention, right? You're going to have to keep not struggling, but you're going to have to keep getting new clients, where it's better to keep the old clients and work with them and go ahead and get new clients as well. So I'm not going to be before you long, because marketing is, and I have a book that I was supposed to bring and I did not bring it, but I'll talk about it. I left it on my kitchen table. But anyway, so marketing is one of those things. You could literally have a whole membership community just about marketing and sales, because there's so much there. So I'm not going to even try. I'm not even going to try to get into everything marketing, because that's not my place. I can give you a large overview. And then I can also talk about some of the systems that we do. Mastery folks, you guys we're going to talk about this as well, but we're going to go a lot deeper in your masterclass, which I actually owe you. It was supposed to be up yesterday, but I think it's going to be up today, because I'm going to film that right after I film this. So it will be up prayerfully sometime tonight. So what is your marketing strategy? Like we said before, we have to talk about the strategy first before we talk about the systems, because otherwise you don't know what systems that you need. So last year we in our mastery group, we talked and looked over the book One Page Marketing Plan by Alan Dibb. I think I reread that book so many different times, probably at least 3 by now. And I'm getting ready to do a 4th, because I was looking at some of the things in that book when I was writing some of the material, the content for this month. And it's just good. It's just good reminders, because sometimes you get so full of the operations side, and I'm an operations person. Okay. When we had our healthcare home health business, I was operations. Even where I'm at now, at the ministry that I work at, I do mostly operations, right? So it's hard at times to get into the sales and the marketing, but it's needed. But when you're fully mostly operations. A lot of business owners, organizational leaders, they are operations. How do we get this thing going? How do we get it to run? What are the inner workings of what we're doing? Which is good, because you need good operations, right? But you need even better marketing. Why? Marketing and sales. Well, we're going to only talk about marketing in this particular live lesson, but you need even better marketing, because your operations and everything could be so good, but how are people going to find out about it? How are they going to know about it unless they're made aware? And marketing makes people aware of what you're doing. So that's why you see people that have awesome businesses, ideas, projects, plans, and sometimes they don't see the light of day because the marketing is not there. And then you have people that have terrible business plans and everything, but the marketing is so good they get people to buy into it, to engage with it. So marketing is important. I think as every business leader, business owner, organizational leader needs to become a student of marketing and sales, actually, so that you can run your business most effectively. I know I learned when we had our brick and mortar, the healthcare, I learned about it then, but I'm still growing and learning, because online is a whole different thing, right? So still growing, still learning about it. And I used to say I'm not a sales, because my husband is, when we had our business, he was strictly sales. And I used to say he's the salesperson, I'm just operations. But no, the reality is everybody in your business is a salesperson or a marketer. They have to be able to own the vision and be able to speak to other people about it, no matter where they are in your organization. So, like I said, your marketing goals and strategy will dictate your systems. So we talked about marketing strategy a lot in the previous lessons. So you guys can go back. Those in mastery groups, the mastery group, you can look in the archive, or in the vault, I should say, and look at the first two introduction courses, the mastery courses, and they have all you need about marketing. So definitely look at those things. Really branding, setting up what you're doing, and knowing some things. And then, so that's, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go deep into marketing strategy, but I'll give you a few highlights and keys that you have to know when you're starting off and when you're trying to market to anybody, right? So you have to know who you're talking to, who's your target customer, who's your target market. And you have to know your customer avatars. Customer avatars are really a fictional depiction of your ideal client. And in that customer avatar, you go through the demographics of who that person is, the psychographics of who that person is. Psychographics are more values and beliefs and things. And you put that on a paper. And whenever you are marketing, whenever you are designing programs, projects, services, products, anytime you're doing that, you're speaking to that specific customer avatar. And you can have one customer avatar, you can have a few. I know it's just your personal business philosophy as to how many customer avatars. In marketing, they say verticals, how many customer verticals that you have. And maybe you have different types of customers for different lines of business for what you do. And I mean, that's expected. I know with me, I know I'm going to talk about, I don't think I have it on here, but Mastery folks, we're going to talk about content buckets or pillars. And at times, those content buckets or pillars are what you are going to be talking about to that particular ideal client or customer. So, and that's the next point about marketing strategy and keys. So understand your content buckets. Understand, they can say pillars as well, your content buckets, which are the 3 to 5 things you will discuss in all of your content. So the reality is we are not jacks of all trades. There's specific things that we will talk about in our content for certain brands that we have. So most of you guys know I have 2 brands. I just added a third one, another line of business in and around writing and publishing. So you're going to be seeing some content on this page about that. But most of my content has to do on this particular page has to do with kingdom business, has to do with developing a kingdom business, hearing the voice of God, growing in your spiritual gifts, all within the context of building your platform. So those are, I just said 1, 2, 3, that's 4 of my content buckets you're going to see. So that's why I think I now have a free class talking about how to hear the voice of God for your business, how to walk in your spiritual gifts for your business, strongholds of the business owner. These are all things that I've talked about. So you'll see my content pillars even in these live lessons, because a lot of when I talk about, they're all in the same area. I guess you can lump it all together and say kingdom business, how to grow and build a kingdom business. So that touches so many different things. So right there, I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the pillars, the content buckets for this particular platform. Now, my health and healing, God Still Heals, they're different. So those are spiritual warfare, prayer, health and healing. So that's 3 right there. And spiritual gifts, that's 4. So those are 4 content buckets, things that I'm always talking about over there on that page. So you just have to be very specific as to, with each brand that you have, and you can have multiple. The brands that I have, they pretty much serve the same audience for the most part, a Christian audience, mostly female. That wasn't by design, that just, kind of happened, but mostly a Christian female audience. And then with the business, the business piece of it, some of those people are pulled to that, and that's fine. And then for me, with the publishing piece and writing books and writing and things, there'll be more that will be pulled to that particular side of the brand. But the target population is similar enough that it's not like I'm going out of whack, off in the Netherland when it comes to the things. So it's generally the same, those people have different interests. So I'm splitting my target market based on the different verticals I just spoke to you all about. So for you to understand your marketing strategy, you got to understand that part and don't deviate from it, because you're going to be off brand. Now, I know on things like YouTube, people kind of deviate from it, but the majority, like 80% of what they do is on that, because at times when you do like vlogging, and maybe you'll do an outfit of the day or something else, and that's fine to do those different things. But what you'll see is the majority of your content is in and around the content buckets that you've already established, or it should be. Otherwise, people are like, okay, you must just be a lifestyle blogger, because I can't kind of put together, who you are and what you do. And lifestyle blogging is lifestyle blogging influencer. So that's a whole different type of marketing, which I'm not actually talking about specifically here. So another strategy in and around marketing, and I'm going through this, and this is not everything. Like I said, I have other content that goes over this, and this content is actually, I believe it's already on YouTube. I've been trying to load all my videos on there. I think I'm up to 50 maybe. I don't know, but I load a bunch every week. So to kind of catch up from where I've been at on Facebook to the YouTube. But how are you going to reach your target market? What things are you going to do to reach your ideal client? That's also part of your marketing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to get them to connect to you? So we talk about lead magnets, which is a free or low cost, high value piece of content that solves one problem. You get them one quick win. So sometimes they're checklists, recorded videos, like a class, mini courses, it goes on and on, but it just has to be something really, really valuable that they would actually pay for, that you're giving away free. When you have a product-based business, I've mostly seen coupons when it comes to that. Maybe you get entrance into some type of special VIP free club or something like that, where they get notice on specials early. So all of that is considered lead magnets. And you can go to your regular, if you're a product-based business, retail, boutique, and I know we have some of y'all in here, you can go and just look around, because so many people are doing it. Look in your inbox and you can see some lead magnets and get some ideas. But we have to have a way to get our audience to connect. I service a lot of authors, so I always say an easy lead magnet just for your book is the first couple chapters, or maybe something that comes with the book. I don't know. Some people give ebooks along with their books, so there's different strategies that you can actually put together when it comes to that. So another part of your marketing strategy is, what's your plan to nurture, prospects and get the sale. When we talk about nurturing, that actually means what are you going to do to build your know, like, and trust factor. So we have quite a bit of content on know, like, and trust factor because it is huge. We don't realize that people don't buy from people they don't know. They don't buy from people they don't like, and they don't buy from people that they don't trust. And if it's not a personal brand, they have to know, like, and trust the actual product or what you've been displaying, advertising about the product. So this is huge. And for some of us, I've heard it said and seen it done where people, you can be nurturing them through your videos, like content like this, all different things for over a year before somebody makes a purchase with you. You have to understand, and we'll talk about it next week when we talk about customer service and retention. There's a customer buying cycle, right? And if you've been in business long enough, you know that it takes a good one coach that I listen to or have, she says it takes her a good year and a half of nurturing through her regular content, like through social media and just different things before a person will buy from her. And some of us, we get discouraged. And Mastery folks, we're going to actually talk about this when we talk about our last masterclass of the month, using momentum and consistency. We're going to talk about this. Some of us get discouraged when you know, we've been in business for a year and we don't meet the goals that we thought we were going to meet. When the reality is your buyer cycle could be longer than what you think. And then are you nurturing them all the way through? And I'm preaching to the choir. I'm preaching to myself when it comes to this, because I have to be better at nurturing. And a way that you can nurture, one way that I need to get better is through emailing people regularly. Right. I actually probably need to hire somebody to write my emails, even though that's part of what I do or going to do for other people through business. But at any rate, it's something that we need, you know, we need to pay attention to and really find the time to nurture our people that are connected to us, whether that be if they're on our email list, which is the best, or if they're on free platforms like this social media. So that has to do with being consistent with your voice on social media, which I think we all have to work on, which it can be difficult because you're doing operations. So this is social media to me is marketing, right? Even though it's content creation, it can take time. It just does while you're trying to actually run your business, service your current clients and things like that. So that's why business is not the easiest thing in the world. And that's why everybody doesn't do it, because it takes a highly functional skill set, and it takes endurance, it takes fortitude, it takes grit, all of which things that the Holy Spirit gives us. And if he's put you and he's given you a business, you have all of that, and you have patience and you have endurance. On God Still Heals platform, we're talking about that patience all month. We're talking about it because God's given it to us, and he uses that patience to help us in what we're doing. So the last thing you need to be concerned about when we're talking about marketing is your customer experience, retention. We talked about that. And here's two things that people don't talk about: testimonials and referrals. And we'll talk more about it next week. But those two things are huge, and you need a system to make sure those things actually happen. Okay, you need a system to make sure those things actually happen. So Mastery folks, in this next masterclass, I'm actually going to teach on everything that we go over in the whole month. So you'll have everything. I'm working on some worksheets with you guys. I don't know if I know those won't come out with your video, but you'll get them this week. Prayerfully, you'll get them this week that go with what we're talking about. So lastly, let's talk about the system. So that was all the strategy stuff. So we talked about the strategy. Those are the basics of marketing. Now, if you get that book I told you, One Page Marketing Plan by Alan Dib, ALLANDIB. Actually, let me write it in here so you guys have it. Let's see. Should I write it? I'll write it in the comments. One Page Marketing Plan. Let me see how you spell his name. ALAN. So there we go. That's the name of the book, One Page Marketing Plan by Alan dib. You will be glad you got it. If you are a marketer, somebody that says this is what you do, I mean, it might still be good to get it because I teach out of that book because it's just so comprehensive. And there's other books, and there's books I'm actually reading right now, books I've taught on or told people to get about branding and things like that. You can never learn too much about this particular topic. So definitely avail yourself to that. And I'm going to go over now some of the systems that help you. And really, marketing systems are all about the leads that are coming into your business. So, and this is going to be, I'm going to end with this. Like I said, I wasn't doing a full masterclass on marketing, which we have done in the past, but I'm not doing that tonight. You need to have what I call a product landscape, and you can say content landscape as well. There's a content matrix that I'm going to start giving out as a lead magnet for free, which talks about all the different types of content that you can have for your platform, for your business. So in that, it talks about different things about, different things you can do. And then it gives the domains, whether it be visual, auditory, hearing, or both, hybrid. So it goes through all that. I've talked about this in the past, but it's things like live stream video, books, ebooks, all different types of ways that content containers. That's what it's talking about. So a marketing system that you'll need is a product landscape. What's the system of products that you have for your ideal market? Meaning that, and I have an example of this where you have, if you remember when we talked about profitability and pricing last month, I went through, I forgot which lesson it was, but 3 strategies or 3 different pricing strategies is what it was. And one of them was do it yourself. Meaning that you're doing standalone products where the person will be able to take it and do what they need to do and learn what they need to learn on their own. You can have premium products, or you can have low cost, and those can be your 3 kind of tiers that you can have in one, or you can do one, be just specific to one of those domains. So with that, if in your talking about product landscape, what you would be doing is under each of those domains, let's say you have a column in your spreadsheet that says do it yourself. You have certain products that talk about that, and the products need to align with the pain points that your audience that you discovered your audience has. So your products are going to be the solution to those pain points, and they all need to align. The way my product landscape looks like, what I have anyway, it's a spreadsheet that has the pain point, and then it has the solution written out, or I should say the pain point, and then you have my solution, I should say, written out in the context of, okay, maybe I do a lot of master classes, courses, and things like that. That's the answer. So you have that, and I'll do, what else do I do? Challenges and things like that, books. So all of those are all the different types of products. So like my God Still Heals book, that is a solution to the pain point of my target market or target audience when it comes to my God Still Heals platform. So I have that on my product landscape under, a certain pain point. And I believe I had to go back and look. I had like 5 pain points. I had to review it because I literally did that when I started everything. I had that written down, and I have to go in and add to it. So when you do that, you're never missing it, because if you've done a good job at knowing who your target market is, your audience, and then you further whittle it down to what the problem is, the pain points, and then you further go down and here are the solutions that will help them. You're always going to have people that are engaging in your content, that are trying to purchase from you because you've done what you need to do. And you might be saying, well, I don't have everybody beating down my door. And it might be just because I've heard it said you're obscure. People don't know you yet. So you're still working on brand awareness. And a lot of us, brand awareness never stops, actually. So, but at times you have to put money behind brand awareness with ads and things like that. Getting in front of other audiences is part of brand awareness. So that can be through getting on other people's podcasts, doing this, doing that, whatever. So you can get in front of other people's audiences. So let me go back to my notes. The next type of marketing system is a content landscape. We talked a little bit about that. So that goes hand in hand with your product. The way mine looks like, I just have a content spreadsheet. It has every piece of content that I have, mainly videos, because my main content way or domain way of reaching my audience is video. That's because I don't know, it just worked for me. And then I have written. So I have a lot of written things, like books. So those are my two main ones, and I stick with those. So in my content landscape, you're going to see, for me, I go detailed. So I have every single piece of content that I have, almost like an inventory system of content, just so I know what I've done. And then you can repurpose. It's easier to repurpose that content and then draw people to other pieces of content that have similar topics and things that you need. So when you're blogging and things like that, that's helpful. So those are two marketing systems that I think are huge, that you need to have. These larger companies, they have other people, they have the CEOs, the owners, the founders. They're not necessarily keeping track of that, but somebody is. I believe that. The next one, and I'm going to try to hurry on up. The next one is an email autoresponder system. This goes with marketing because it's helping. Marketing systems have to do with leads coming into your business. Point blank, period. And then you can go to sales system. I separated those out. Sales systems have more to do with nurturing and things like that. Nurturing and then actually conversion more so. So email autoresponder. So that's to help you nurture and to just reach your people, because you don't own social media. So if all you have is your Instagram following and they close your account, which I have seen happen, where are all your people? Are they on your email list? If they're not, you have to start over, which is not good. Okay. So you need an email responder system. So that's needed for email sequences, delivering those sequences, series of emails, and then also to deliver your lead magnet. Your email responder will do that for you. So some ones that are good, I use ConvertKit. I've been using it for over 5 years. There's MailerLite I like. There's MailChimp. I don't like them a lot, but they work. I mean, I just don't care for them when it comes to selling things or delivering lead mag, all that type of stuff, converting people. No, I don't like them for that. And that's me. Active Campaign, Flowdesk is another one. I didn't even write it on here. Flowdesk is a good one. So there's a lot of different ones that you can look up. And some systems like Kartra, I think it's called. Everything's all in one. Kajabi, all in one. So there's some systems that everything is all together. And then some, I just like ConvertKit. So I'll pay the $30 a month or whatever it is to have it separate, because I just think their system, their sequence, everything is just really good to me. And then also ClickFunnels, that's another one. So ClickFunnels too, they're kind of like an all-in-one. They have a lot going on with theirs as well, kind of like Kajabi. So the next marketing system, and I'm going to hurry up for time's sake, is your funnel strategy. You can also look at it as your value ladder. In a few months, I'm going to talk about what a value ladder is, but it's basically has to do with your content, your products, and the different types of products that you have from start to finish. So your free to your low range tripwire to your mid range to your premium. And what's the value ladder that people should be going on to move to the end of your funnel, essentially. So if you don't know what a funnel is, I did some videos on it a few months ago. You can go search and look and see what that is. But you need that as a strategy, because that helps nurture your leads. The next one, and this can fall under sales, is customer relationship management system, CRM. So you actually need a CRM system to help you with the leads that come in, the people that are trying to come into your business. And of course, this looks different depending on the type of business that you have. This mostly goes for service providers if you're providing a service to another person. So not necessarily if you're solely an author, but if you're solely an author and you work with me or you are in any of my communities, you always have a back end. So that book is your lead magnet for the most part. You always have back end things that will help you with your back end business things that help you sell books. So at any rate, you need a CRM. So that's actually sales. Some systems that you can look up is HubSpot, which is free. And then there's another one called Zoho, which is, I don't believe it's not free, but it's not expensive. And then there's others. There's some really, really expensive ones, but they're, these are good starter ones. And then next marketing system is for your content calendar. So when you have content, you should have some type of calendaring system to say when you're going to actually put out your content. For me, I thought maybe I had one in front of me, but for me, for the mastery folks, and you guys see, I usually do a post at the beginning of the month where I have everything I'm doing, all the content for the whole month. And it's for the collective, my free stuff and the paid stuff, all on one calendar. And if you're inside any of my memberships and things, you're going to get a calendar for the month that says everything, all the content that's coming out for you. Now, also your social media, if you're doing any type of social media content, if you're doing videos, YouTube, just live stream, any of that, all of that should be on some type of calendar. You all know I believe in themes and theming out, really monthly themes I like better, but you can do quarterly. I have another thing I'm working on. I have quarterly themes for that. So you can do themes however works best for what you're trying to do. So, and those themes will help you draw content on a content calendar. So if you do a live stream once a week, you can schedule out what it's going to be about each week. And then you can schedule out content other content, social media content, maybe short videos, whatever it is. You can schedule out content in and around all those things. Or maybe you have a launch, you're launching a product or you're launching another service or something. You need to schedule out the content that will help people to purchase, lead them down your funnel for whatever you're doing. So that is another type of system. See, the marketing systems are not as cut and dry as like the financial systems, like bookkeeping. You know what that is. It's quick. These are not so quick, but they're needful. You got to have them. So different types of systems that you can use to create a content calendar. You can just get a Word document of a calendar and use that. Google Calendar. You can use that. Outlook Calendar. You can use that. Some project management softwares that you can use. Trello. I used to keep my content calendar in Trello until Trello was just getting it's like Post-its in Trello and it was just getting overwhelming. So I moved to Asana and I just didn't really like Asana. And then I moved to something called ClickUp and that's where I'm at right now. But there's other ones. Basecamp, anything that's project management that is connected to a calendar you can use, or like I said, you can just use your Google Calendar. And then on the back side of that, there's the social media post scheduler, and there's so many out there. If you just put social media scheduler in Google, a bunch will pop up, and you can just kind of look through them. Some ones that I know about that I've used that I can speak to. Hootsuite, Hoot Suite, Suite. That's one that people like, that will help you schedule out all your social media. I personally use something called SenseShare. And the reason why I use that because I have a bunch of Facebook groups and SenseShare actually posts to Facebook groups, which a lot of them won't do. So that's why I went with them. But it's good. I like it. I've been using it for a few years. Another one is Later, Later. That's specifically for Instagram. Now Hootsuite and SenseShare, they do all of them. The only one they don't do is Pinterest. SenseShare even does LinkedIn. So that's why I fell in love with SenseShare because they do all the ones that I'm on. So Later is pretty good. I was looking at them. I was looking at Later, and then I use Planoly, Planoly. And it was all right. I mean, they're all about the same. If you're doing Pinterest, Tailwind is one. I've never used it, but I hear really good things about it. So there's that. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you about in regards to marketing is looking at your analytics and your data. From all these things, all this content you're putting out, you need to have some type of system, which is a data dashboard. So you can create it yourself. You can use Google Sheets. You can use Airtable, which I just discovered. And I didn't just discover, I just started using it, but I'm loving Airtable. So it's one of my main productivity systems. But have a data dashboard where monthly you look at your subscriber count and just different analytics that you have access to, and you document them. And then you look at over time how they go up and how they go down and stuff like that. So those are things that in marketing, you need to do it. And I know it might seem like a lot, but it is a lot if it's just you. is. That's why we need to bring help into our businesses when we can. But when we can't, we got to work with what we got and utilize the grace of God that he gives us to be able to do all of these things. So hopefully that's all I have. I don't have a back page, but that was enough in around marketing systems. So hopefully you guys got something out of that. If you missed some of the things I said, just go ahead and rewind, pause, write it down. You folks in the mastery group, you guys are going to have handouts. So even if you forgot anything I said, you can go back to the vault or you can look at your handouts that will help you along with the things that I have said. And the way this is looking, I could literally do is so much information. I could write a whole workbook on this. So maybe eventually I will. That's one of the things I do see myself doing, having a workbook or a series of workbooks for people that connect and engage and join the mastery community. Mastery membership is really like a mastermind so that they have things in their hand to work with. So that's coming eventually, step by step, day by day. So that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate you all for jumping on and for chatting with me. And next week, if you missed any of this, if you're watching a replay, definitely put replay. You guys know I like to see who's actually looking and who's actually watching. Next week, like I said at the beginning, we're going to be talking about customer service and retention strategy and systems for your business. Those in the mastery, you have a master class that's coming, nuts and bolts of systems, the how, when, where, and why, how to set up, how to align with your business strategy. And then you have another one coming up next week on momentum and consistency and really endurance, how to stay with what you're doing for the long haul and through various seasons. So I think that's it. If anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat and I will get back to you and respond. So love you guys and hope you have a great day, evening, whenever you're watching this. See you next time. Bye.